Hi guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. And today we're gonna look at my eyeshadow palette collection for Halloween. So these are kind of all of the palettes. And let's jump right into it. So in case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. And I love collecting indie makeup. I like playing with colorful eyeshadows. And I love Halloween and Halloween themed makeup. So if that's something that interests you, then I would be very happy to see you again in my next video. Also, this look will be up on my channel on Friday. I am filming one Halloween look video every single week. I've already done 4 looks, I believe. I will link the playlist with all of the Halloween looks that I've created, and I will also link my Instagram and my TikTok where you can see a lot more, where you can find a lot more inspiration than just the scope of this channel. And for today's video I've picked 7 palettes. Let me actually check. Yes, 7 palettes that have Halloween theming and were released for Halloween either this year or last year. I've already filmed my autumn eyeshadow collection. That one came out at the beginning of September, I believe. Some of the products that I have here are new, so they weren't in the September video. I was kind of waiting with this video for my Devour collection from Unearthly to come, but unfortunately I still don't have it. Maybe by the time I'm uploading this, maybe by then I will have the Devour collection, but that would be like 4 days before Halloween, so there's really no point in uploading the video so late. So I was hoping I would get it, but yeah, it didn't happen. But hopefully I'll get it by the end of the month, and maybe for the last Halloween look on the 31st, maybe I will have it by then. So I don't have the palettes in any particular order. I just kind of went with, I guess, smallest to biggest. I don't know. It's just kind of vibe only. So the first Halloween palette, I have to mention this Betty Bean and Shroud Cosmetics Halloween palette. This is how she looks like. She's absolutely beautiful, and I just love her so much. I've actually played with her. Many times already. I really like these stones, especially like the oranges here, and the greens are beautiful. I especially love this ghoulish shade. That one is just absolutely stunning, and I love the multichrome. I've worn the multichrome a couple days ago. I've actually worn most of these shadows not that long ago, so yeah, they're wonderful. And if you don't have it already, definitely get this one. I feel like this is like essential Halloween palette. And yeah, I love the packaging. I love purples and these slimy greens together. It's beautiful, and the little bats and everything. This makes me so happy. Then next, from Unearthly, my, at this point, only palette from Unearthly, but I hope I'll get the Devour collection soon. And I've also ordered the Fall Magic palette, so I'll have these hopefully by like November. But this is the Lore palette. I bought it like beginning of the year. I think it was like March or something. I will link the official site, and I will also link Monolith website, which is where I bought the palette and most of these actually. And I will also link my review videos for each of these palettes if that's something that interests you. But yeah, this is the Lore palette. I have the big packaging. I think they repackaged before summer this year. This is how she looks like. And she's just so beautiful. I love, again, the oranges. I like that there's really dark here, really dark color, but it's not completely black, because black wouldn't really work with these colors. It's kind of like you can build it up to be black, but it's more like a deep bluish kind of toned shade. I love this shade Serpent. I use it as highlighter all the time. It's beautiful. It's kind of like a multi-chrome, going from pink to champagne to green. It's absolutely wonderful. And I love this palette as well. Then I have the new Udens Eye palettes from the Halloween collection. This is in collaboration with Angelica Nyquist. And I will start with the Little Ghost palette. This one is my favorite of the two, or it's like the more creative one of the two. And this is how she looks like. She's, again, absolutely gorgeous. I love the purples with the yellows. I am warming up to these kind of like corally reddish shades. They're not completely orange, they're more like corally reddish pinky. I usually don't wear these shades like the last row, but as I said, I'm kind of getting into it lately. I only wish that this palette had some kind of inner corner highlight, because for me, I can use this as an inner corner highlight, but I would still want it to be slightly lighter. Then I can use the shade Boo because it's very iridescent. I pretty much don't use this shade Cobweb because it's satin and I don't really love satins. And then the other options are mattes, which I don't really wear mattes in my inner corner all that often. Sometimes I do with these kind of more like bright neon-y shades, but otherwise I don't really do that. So and look, if this was 6-pan palette, then I didn't say anything bad about it. But when it comes to 16 pans, I just wish that I had one shade that would be light enough and would go with everything, kind of like this, but not satin but shimmery. But that's just my preference, obviously. I can go into different palettes, and I actually when I was filming my looks with this for my Get Ready With Me on my Instagram, I would use this palette, and then the inner corner highlights I would actually pick from the Trick or Treat palette, because you have like really light kind of bluey green inner corner highlight, and then you have these two, like one more yellow, like pale yellow, and one more goldy kind of orangey one. So especially for inner corner highlight, I gravitate towards this palette more. When it comes to the actual colors, I love the oranges and I love the greens. I don't really go for reds, and I don't really go for these kind of like pukey shades, and I don't think I'll use this white or a kind of bony matte shade very often. But those are all the things that I knew are gonna happen when I was buying it. So this is the Trick or Treat. Again, beautiful. I love the artwork. I've mentioned it in my review video that this is kind of like my everyday color story. And this is the color story that I want to use for like creative looks and just having fun. But yeah, also beautiful. And this is more like a fall color story in my opinion. And the Little Ghost is more like Halloweeny. What I would wish the Little Ghost palette had, I like that there's a neon yellow with the purple. I wish there was also slimy green, kind of this shade, the poison shade from the Trick or Treat, because for me, like yellow, like neon yellow, poison green, and these like really kind of potion purple shades, I don't know, that for me is like the three colors that I think about when I think about Halloween. But again, that's just personal preference. I still think that these are beautiful, and I've made 3 looks with each palette and then 2 looks combining these palettes. So again, I'll link those down below if you want to see the looks that I created and like more in-depth review. But I think these are wonderful. Then the newest palette in my collection, this is the Gothic palette. She's so stunning. I've only had it for 5 days now. I've filmed 4 looks with this palette, 3 in my review video and 1 on Monday for my Instagram and TikTok. So if you want to see that, I will link it down below. This is how she looks like on the inside. She is so stunning, like these like vampy purpley shades. They're just gorgeous. I really like these, and I've had such a pleasant experience with this palette. I like these kind of more pastel-y shades. This shade Phantom, so stunning with the pastel, and I really like the multichrome. I like this multichrome more than the one from the Delicious Delights palette. They're kind of similar. They're both pink to green, but this one is more like softer pink to softer green, and the other one is more like a magenta pink to like slimy neon-y green. I like this a little bit more because it's drier formula. The other one is a little bit more oily formula. But yeah, I like it. I like that this has more shimmers compared to the Delights palette. Like it's almost 50-50, which the Delights is definitely a lot more matte heavy, and I love it. I know it's not available anymore, that it was sold out, but I think they said that the restock will be somewhere in November. So if you like these colors, definitely get it. And I feel like unlike the other palette, this one is more cool toned, so it will go well. So you will be able to go into winter with this palette as well. You know, I think for winter this would be amazing as well. You have some blues, cool tones, then this pinky shade. So yeah, I feel like this could be great for winter as well. And then the last 2 palettes that I have are both from Gourmand Girls in collaboration with Doodles by the Bunny. I'm gonna start with the Spooked. This one is last year Halloween palette. I've bought it somewhere after the Lore palette, so I think it was like March, April. Again on Monolith. This is how she looks like. She's a lot more neutral leaning than the other palettes, but I like the options here. So you have some like more neutrally shades going to orange, or also going to olives. This shade. Then you have some reds, purples, matte black. And then for shimmers, you have so many options. You can go neutral with this kind of champagne shade or this pinky orangey shade. You can go neutrally olive with this kind of like goldy green shade. But then you also have this poisonous green. You have the bloody, then you have the purple. So you have a lot of different options, and I really like this color story. It is neutrally, but it's also fun, and I like the kind of the 2 sides of this palette, or like the 2 moods with this palette, and I've had such a great time using this palette. The only thing for me. I don't need this white, and I would wish that this shade would be more metallic, because this is kind of like a satiny shade, so I would wish for it to be more metallic. But apart from that, I love it. You can see that there's barely any visible imprints, because I've been using it a lot. The least used shade is the shade Spellbook, which is the brown one, and then the white one, because I usually don't go for these shades, but I still find that, but that's just my personal preference, but I do use them once in a while. And then another palette, this is this year's Halloween palette, and it's the Haunted palette. First of all, I love the packaging. I would buy it even just for the packaging, and then when you look at the inside, it's so wonderful. I love this yellow, kind of like a warm toned bright yellow, but not completely neon-y. This green and this black, like the yellow with the green with the black, so beautiful. Also the yellow with the green with the kind of more like wine shade, love it. Love the shimmers here. It's just a really nice color story, or like color palette. The shade Bewitched, it got into a little bit of an accident, so it's slightly broken, but that sometimes happens with makeup. But yeah, again, I adore this palette so much, and I'm so happy that I was able to get my hands on this. I used to own the how is it called? The Hunted Pumpkin from Give Me Glow. I got rid of it like month or month and a half after buying it, because I didn't love that one. It was too neutral, too big, very little choices when it comes to the look you can create, and I didn't like neither the shimmers nor the mattes. So that's another one that I used to have and don't have anymore. I also had the Hudson Valley palette from Nomad Cosmetics. That one is more like a fall or like autumny color story. But if I remember correctly, it had some shades that were kind of Halloween themed. I think there was like something haunted and something like ghosty, maybe Ghost Rider or something. I'm not really sure, but I think it had some shades that were kind of Halloween inspired. I really liked that palette, but I wasn't reaching for it. After I filmed my review and like the couple get ready with me's, I kind of didn't know what to do with it anymore, because I was doing the same looks with it, and it wasn't inspiring for me. So I gave that one to a friend. So yeah, those are kind of all my Halloween palettes so far. I will get the Devour collection. It's already shipping, and hopefully I will get it in a couple days. I'm still contemplating whether I should buy the Basic Witch palette from is it Bella Beauty Bar? I think that's the brand's name. I don't have any palettes from that brand, and I really want the Basic Witch, but with the Hunted palette and with the Gothic palette and with my Serpent palette from Mika Beauty Shop, I just kind of feel like I have all the shades and the whole theming. And I also feel like the Basic Witch, it pretty much only has oranges, purples, and then that like really nice turquoisey multichrome. I don't know if there's any other color story in there. So yeah, I don't know if I need it. I wanted the Strange and Unusual palette from last year, but then again, I have the Serpent palette, and it's kind of very similar color story. So I don't need two nearly identical palettes just for the packaging. So yeah, I think that's kind of all the palettes I can think about right now. I've seen the Sugar Drizzle. I think they're also doing Halloween palette. I haven't seen swatches yet, but I've seen the inside of the palette, and that looks really cute. I might actually get that one when it comes to Monolith. Yeah, and that's about all that I can think about right now. Let me know if you know about any fun releases, Halloween releases that I've completely missed, or let me know what's your favorite Halloween palette. If it's still available, I might get them because, as I said, I really love Halloween palettes. Those color stories are just things that I wear all year round. I just love these colors. So let me know. I definitely wanna, grow my collection when it comes to Halloween palettes, but I also don't wanna have the same things 30 times, especially if it's bigger palettes. That's kind of the case for the strange and unusual. It's like 16 to 18 pan, or no, 15 to 18 pan. And I know that's kind of like, that's a big palette for me. I do have a couple palettes that big, but it's like, it's on the edge, so I prefer smaller palettes. So if you know about any fun Halloween palettes, definitely write it down below. I would be so excited to like hear your guys' preferences and what you like and what you don't like. And also, if you're gonna comment something, you could put your favorite Halloween emoji in the comments down below. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope you have a great day, and I'll be happy to see you in my next video. So have a good one and bye.